surface inversion or the thermal inversion causes to the atmospheric stability also. Because in surface inversion or the thermal inversion, there are the certain characteristics where the warm air is above the cold air. If there will be the higher temperature of the air, then sure it will have the larger capacity to hold the moisture. The moisture holding capacity will be increases. And it required the more moisture to be saturated. The warm air or the heated air has the much capacity to uphold the moisture, the water vapor. That's why to be saturated, air required the more moisture. And its relative humidity will be lower down if the temperature will be increased. Hence, the much moisture is required to be condensed if the temperature will be increased. Then the air will be stable and not saturated. And precipitation will not be possible if there will not be the saturation of the air. That's why it is called as, it generates the stability of the atmosphere rather than the instability of the lowering of the temperature of the Earth's surface. The air get cooled because of the excessive cooling of the Earth's surface, which are the air particles which are near to the Earth's surface will also be cooled, and their moisture holding capacity will be lowered down. Of moisture it is there in the lower height at the near to the Earth's surface air, that will be condensed and causes for the fog formation because of the condensation of the air moisture. When it meets to the warm air, the lower height atmosphere causes for the condensation or the air moisture particle formed in a minute sizes, and that is called as the fog. However, we were discussing in today's class about the upper air inversion. In yesterday class, we have focused upon the surface inversion. And I have told that the various conditions are required for the surface inversion. That is the excessive cooling of the Earth's surface because of the longer winter night. The dry air, the cloudless sky, the stable conditions of the wind or the static air or the calm air. That are the special conditions that are required for the surface inversion. But in upper air inversion, which is generally stayed for a longer duration, that is generally in permanent nature, not a temporary conditions, just like the surface inversion. The upper air inversion indicates about the increase of the heat or the increase of the temperature of the upper air. Upper air here means that the air which are located above the troposphere, the air which are located at higher height, at higher altitude. In that higher altitude atmospheric condition, we see the inversion of temperature at the layer of the stratosphere. There are the certain layers of the atmosphere. I have told in the previous classes that the bottommost layer is known as troposphere, that is located at the height of 18 kilometers from the equator. and near about 8 kilometers from the pole. And here the temperature decreases with the height. In general, in troposphere, temperature decreases with the height, and that is known as normal lapse rate. But after the troposphere, after the tropopause, that is the boundary between the stratosphere and the troposphere, the temperature further increases because of the concentration of the ozone at 15 to 35 kilometer of the height. The concentration of ozone is recorded, and mostly it is found in stratosphere. And the nature of ozone is that it protects all the living communities of the biosphere from the harmful ultraviolet radiation. It absorbs the harmful ultraviolet radiation and causes for the increase of the temperature in the stratosphere layer. So the increase of temperature in stratosphere causes for the thermal inversion in that area, in that layer, where the stratosphere has the more temperature in compared to the troposphere. Stratosphere has the more temperature in compared to the mesosphere. So we can say that there is the warm air, there is the warm layer of the air in the stratosphere, in the ozonosphere, which is warmer in compared to the air which is below to that stratosphere, that is the troposphere. The warmer air is located over the colder air, and that is the characteristics of the thermal inversion or the inversion of temperature in the upper air of the atmosphere. You can see through the diagram, I will show you through the diagram how these upper air inversion is formed, and you can easily understand about this process of upper air inversion. Let us see that. I have told that there are the two types of the upper air inversion. First is the thermal upper air inversion, and second one is the mechanical upper air inversion. Let us see about the thermal upper air inversion. As we know that the ozone is located at 15 to 30 kilometer height in stratosphere, that is O3 layer, and it absorbs the heat, the ultraviolet radiation, and that causes for the increase of the temperature. So the air which is near to the ozone layer is cooler, or air which is below to the ozone layer will be also cooler. जो air ओजोन लेयर के ऊपर है, स्ट्रेटोस्फीयर के ऊपर है, वो भी कूलर है, और जो ओजोन लेयर के नीचे है वो भी कूलर है. आप इस डायग्राम में देख सकते हो कि टेम्परेचर ट्रोपोस्फीयर में कैसे जो है आपका कम है, और स्ट्रेटोस्फीयर में ओजोन की वजह से टेम्परेचर जो है ज्यादा हो जा रहा है. कोल्डर एयर नीचे है स्ट्रेटोस्फीयर के, कोल्डर एयर आपका ऊपर भी है. तो यही कंडीशन ही तो थर्मल ईंधन कहलाता है कि जब वार्म एयर ऊपर हो और कोल्ड एयर नीचे हो, एंड दैट इज कॉल्ड एज द अपर एयर थर्मल इन्वर्जन. बट इन अपर एयर थर्मल इन्वर्जन is not only caused by the thermal region or the temperature as a region. There are the certain mechanical causes for the thermal inversion at upper air also. Mechanical means if the sudden air upliftment is there, sometime there are the certain frictions. कभी-कभी वार्म एयर जो अर्थ सरफेस का है या कोई राइजिंग एयर है जो वार्म है, लाइट है और उसके अंदर काइनेटिक एनर्जी ज्यादा है, sometime due to friction it is drastically uplifted and causes for the upliftment and the rising of that warm air above, and sometimes is dense and Allah, that's why it subsides. Cold air heavy होता है डेंसिटीज आती है जनरली सिंकिंग होती है वो ऊपर से नीचे. If there are the certain out of the rising air, suppose through the diagram you can understand inward due to the friction or the eddies. Let us see about the diagram. He had told you that due to the suddenly rises above, having the higher kinetic energy, the warm air is the light, less density is there, and it rises up because of its low weight, geographical or other bad or any causes due to the mechanical friction, eddy is formed, and there is the mechanical upliftment of the warm air at the higher height of the atmosphere. The cold air, which is heavier, dense, it subsides and cold air sinks near to the ground and warm air becomes lighter and moves in upward direction. And that causes the warm air, because of its lighter weight and because of its low density, it moves in a very rapid manner in a vertical direction, and cold air subsides and sink in a descending manner. And that characteristics are formed that the warm air becomes above and cold air becomes below because of that mechanical upliftment of the warm air over the cold air. Caused by the advectional processes. That is called as the advectional thermal inversion. What does it mean? Advectional thermal inversion means the thermal inversion that is caused by the rapid movement of the wind, either horizontal or vertical. The strong movement, either in a form of wind, in the form of the horizontal wind movement, a strong horizontal wind movement or a strong vertical movement in the form of air current and the wind causes thermal inversion also. That may cause at the surface level as well as at upper air level in the atmosphere. So let us see about the various types of the advectional thermal inversion that is caused by the strong wind movement at the surface level or at the, I will show you through diagram you can understand about this upper air inversion or the advectional thermal inversion. There are the certain characteristics diagram that will show you about the concept of the thermal inversion because of the wind movement. Suppose this is the diagram of the atmospheric pressure belt and the wind movement. We know that at polar region, there is the high pressure belt area. There, the characteristics of the air at the polar region is, it is very colder, they are heavier in density, and their weight is very high. The wind which is moving from the tropical region, subtropical region are warmer, they have the low weight, and they have the less density. When the wind which are coming from the polar region, when the wind is coming from the polar region and another wind is coming from the warmer area, when they converge to each other at the certain point, suppose this is the colder air that is coming from the polar region, and this is the warmer air, the broken air, that is the warmer air that is coming from the subtropical region. When these two different type of air masses, one is colder and another one is the warmer. One is coming from the pole and another one is coming from the subtropical region. Their characteristics are different. The cold air which is coming from the pole are having the very low temperature. They are highly dense. Their weight is higher. The warm air which is coming from the subtropical region, warmer areas, that's why these air masses have characterized with the very high temperature. They are very warmer and they are lighter in weight. What happened is that when they meet to each other, when these warmer and colder air meets to each other, we can see in the diagram through the black line, that is the colder air, and warm air is the broken blue line, that is the warmer air. When they meets to each other, there are the certain slopes which is formed, and that is called as the front. Front is the sloping boundary that separates the two air masses with each other. That is the warm air and the cold air masses. We can see in the diagram that cold air subsides and the warm air uplifted. And this is the region of thermal inversion, where the warm air is above and cold air is near to the ground. And that's why it is called as the frontal or the cyclonic thermal inversion. कहने का मतलब ये है कि जो आपका फ्रंटल और साइक्लोनिक थर्मल इन्वर्जन है, दैट इज द टाइप ऑफ द एडवेक्शनल थर्मल इन्वर्जन. मैंने शुरू में कहा था कि थर्मल इन्वर्जन दो तरह का है, नॉन एडवेक्शनल और एडवेक्शनल. नॉन एडवेक्शनल में मैंने कहा था कि वहां पे विंड के मूवमेंट के वजह से नहीं, बल्कि स्टैटिक एयर में, काम एयर में अगर थर्मल इन्वर्जन होता है तो उसे हम नॉन एडवेक्शनल थर्मल इन्वर्जन कहते हैं. और सरफेस इन्वर्जन एक उसका एग्जांपल था, जिसमें हमने कहा था कि अगर लॉन्ग विंटर नाइट हो, क्लाउडलेस स्काई है, ड्राई एयर है, वेरी लो मूवमेंट ऑफ विंड है, तो वहां पे हम सरफेस इन्वर्जन को देखते हैं. फिर हमने कहा कि एडवेक्शनल टाइप ऑफ थर्मल इन्वर्जन में, जो एडवेक्शनल टाइप ऑफ थर्मल इन्वर्जन में हमने ये कहा कि एडवेक्शनल टाइप ऑफ थर्मल इन्वर्जन में स्ट्रॉन्ग विंड मूवमेंट के वजह से अगर थर्मल इन्वर्जन अगर होता है, बहुत तेज अगर विंड का गति हो, या दो डिफरेंट एयर मासेस आपस में कन्वर्ज करें, सब पोलर लो प्रेशर बेल्ट एरिया इज द जोन ऑफ द एयर कन्वर्जेंस. That is also the zone of the temperate cyclone formation. In that area, that subpolar low pressure belt that is located near the 60 to 70 degree north and south latitude, this area is very important for the cyclone formation. And the most of the temperate cyclone of the world is formed in that subpolar low pressure belt area. Why this area is the zone of the front and cyclone formation? Because this area is the meeting point of two different characteristics of air masses. When the two air masses converge with each other and they have the opposite quality, one air mass that is coming from the polar region, that is colder, that is denser, and that is heavier, and that is coming from the very cold areas. Another air mass that is coming from the subtropical belt in the form of the westerlies, they have the quality of the very warm temperature. They are lighter in weight and their humidity is more. Atmospheric humidity is more. They contain more moisture. When these two different quality of air masses meets to each other, the boundary which separates these two different air masses with each other, that is called as front. front is the sloping boundary that separates two different air masses with each other. And we know that the subpolar low pressure belt is the zone where the two different air masses meets to each other. Then what happened is that then front is formed. And because of the formation of the front, the warm air, because of its low weight, high kinetic energy, and low density, it moves in upward directions. And the cold air, because of its heavy weight, because of its high density, and because of its cold temperature, it moves in a downward sides and sink down in a descending manner. And the characteristics of thermal inversion produced, because the thermal inversion itself knows that warm air is above, then cold air is below. वार्म एयर जब ऊपर हो जाए, कोल्ड एयर नीचे हो जाए, तो इसका मतलब ही ये है कि टेम्परेचर इज इंक्रीजिंग विद द हाइट. And it happens in the polar, subpolar region, in the frontal areas, where the two different air masses meets to each other, and the characteristics of thermal inversion is caused because of one wind moves in upward direction, and the another wind that is colder moves in the down directions, and the warm air is above and the cold air is the below. And that is called as the frontal or the cyclonic thermal inversion. Frontal or the cyclonic thermal inversion is because of the wind movement. That's why it is advectional type of the thermal inversion. And here the air moisture increases in the with the height in the frontal or the cyclonic thermal inversion. On the other hand, this advectional type of thermal inversion is further classified in terms of the horizontal surface thermal inversion. Suppose in the same way, if the two air masses meets each other near to the ground, different quality, then the warm air enters into the area of cold air, and slowly warm air moves in upward directions and the cold air subsides down, and that is called as the horizontal surface advectional thermal inversion. And lastly, a last thermal inversion type because of the wind movement is the valley inversion. That is also called as valley thermal inversion. Generally, valley inversion is happened or recorded because of the differential heating and cooling of the valley and mountainous areas. अगर हम देखें माउंटेन के ऊपर, suppose I will show through a diagram, then after I will answer the questions of the certain nature. Valley inversion I have told. Suppose there is the mountain valley. This is the upper part of the mountain region, and this one is the valley region. Here we see that there are the certain colder air movement from valley part in the form of mountain and valley breezes. We see that the winds which are colder in nature, heavier in weight, and having the high density moves down. During the differential heating and cooling, we know that the mountainous part of the earth received a rapid heating and rapid cooling. It is characterized by बहुत देर से बहुत जल्दी ठंडा हो जाता है और बहुत जल्दी ही गर्म हो जाता है. जैसे कि अगर रात में बहुत ज्यादा ही ठंडा हो गया है, ये अभी वैली पार्ट रात में अभी गर्म ही है, तो हम ये देखते हैं कि विंड जहां पे हाई प्रेशर है या जहां पे टेम्परेचर बहुत लो है रात के समय में, माउंटेन एरिया पे, अपर पार्ट पे रात के समय में ये विंड जो है अभी तक बहुत ठंडा है, क्योंकि ये बहुत तेजी से ठंडा हो जाता है। रात के समय में अभी वैली पार्ट अभी गर्म ही है, इसलिए यहाँ से विंड जो है आपका अपर साइड में अगर मूव करता है तो हॉरिजॉन्टल डायरेक्शंस में हाई प्रेशर बेल्ट के एरिया से जो अपर पार्ट है, जहां पे बहुत अभी विंड अभी ठंडा है, यहाँ से माउंटेन से वैली की ओर विंड जो है सबसाइड्स होते हैं, एंड दीज विंड्स आर वेरी कोल्डर। इन द रिवर्स डायरेक्शन, the warmer air that is lighter in weight moves in upward directions. वार्म एयर ऊपर और कोल्ड एयर जो है आपका नीचे है। वार्म एयर वैली से ऊपर की ओर मूव कर रहा है और कोल्ड एयर माउंटेन से वैली की ओर मूव कर रहा है। तो माउंटेन एंड वैली ब्रीजेस, and because of the differential nature of the heating and cooling of the valley and mountain part, there are the thermal inversion that occur. And generally thermal inversion at mountain sites are occurred in the night at the upper part of the mountain. That's why valley में अगर आप चले जाओ तो वहां का जो upper part है, जो upper जो आपका जो है mountain का जो part है, वहां पे खेती कम और नीचे ज्यादा होती है वैली रीजन में। परमाफ्रॉस्ट कंडीशंस या फ्रॉस्ट के कंडीशंस या अचानक जो है आपका स्नोफॉल अगर होने लगे या अचानक अगर कंडेंसेशन अगर हो जाए, फॉग अगर कंडीशंस आ जाए, पाला पड़ने लगे थर्मल इन्वर्जन की वजह से, तो ये आपके क्रॉप को भी डैमेज कर सके। तो मैं नेक्स्ट क्लास में सिग्निफिकेंस ऑफ थर्मल इन्वर्जन पढ़ाऊंगा, तब उसमें समझ में आएगा कि ये थर्मल इन्वर्जन की वजह से क्या क्या इम्पैक्ट होता है। यस अतीक। सॉरी सॉरी, कैन यू स्पीक लाउडर? यस, yeah, tomorrow I will discuss about the how the valley inversion causes for the crop damages, and most of the croppings have been done in the lower valley part of the region, inside that upper part. I will discuss it in detail in the significance of thermal inversion. Sorry. Yeah. Yes, yes. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, there is a seasonal because of that differential that happens in the low latitudes area. Because of the differential nature of the heating and cooling of the ocean and the water ocean and the land bodies, we see that the differential type of the wind pattern and the local wind pattern and the movement the nearby area where the warm and the warm as well as the cold air masses moves from ocean to the land or the land to the oceans. In respective seasons, they varied. Uh, I will focus it detail in tomorrow also. Thank you.